Hey, yeah, what's up? This disciple Marshall Occurrence reign back up in this anti-Illuminati all day, anti-telepathy all day, anti-America all day, and everybody with him. So, this video is going to be about what basically I was talking about in the other video about how here in America, talking about America, how the African American community and culture took from the Asian community as far as emulating them, wanting to be them, and all of that. That was done through martial arts. Okay? Martial arts in America, what dates back to what, 60s? I mean, it goes back deeper than that, but I'm culturally, it probably, I can't say exactly how far it goes back, but I'm thinking about as far as the African American culture. You know, but let's just say as long as pop culture has been here in America, African Americans have been mimicking, emulating martial arts, which in learning them, which is the fact which shows that they wanted to be like Asians before Asians wanted to be like black people and emulate black culture. I'm bringing this up because it's people out there. You can't run and you can't hide that sit around and act like the African American community created everything. You created everything. You're responsible for all things. You're a mother. You're a father of all things. You know, and it's just repulsive. It makes me want to throw up because I know that you know that other races and ethnicities have added to um, to the humanity. I mean, even Asians will agree that karate started in India. Karate started in India. Okay, karate means empty hands. Okay, so all I'm saying is, for all these people that act like they have these, you know, the African American community had this God complex, like you created all things and all this. I'm not that type. You know what I'm saying? I give credit where credit is due. I realize what is true and and the reality of things. You know, but I'm not gonna sit here and act like, you know, you created all things, you are all things. No. And there are people that act like that. These Zionists and these people that believe, the people that, a lot of these black Jews movements believe like they just created everything and everything. Why you ain't created another community? If you are true creators, ain't it about time you made a community outside of the ghetto? Ain't it about that time? Okay? I'm tired of it, man. I'm tired of it because people want to sit back and open up uh, a scrapbook, a photo book, and go down memory lane of all the things that the African American community has done. But what I'm saying is, you're not responsible for all things, and I'm getting tired of it. You in American culture, you sit up like you as if you are gods and you are these hidden gods, and you are you have this god complex, and you are this chosen secret community that really are the rulers of America. This is how you walk around and act around. Okay, and it's getting repulsive and ridiculous when you kill each other and and you haven't built your own community. All this money, and guess what? All these black people ain't building no community. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about it. They ain't building no community. That's what I'm saying. So I could care less, man, of who feels whatever they feel about me. I'm gonna speak the truth for what it is, and that's what it is. As far as the like I said, the African American community acting like they created everything. This is, in this mentality. I can't stress enough how the Asians influenced you first. I don't hear people talk about this. You were all into the martial arts, and if you look at even the greatest, the Asian kids now, the 20 somethings, the 30 somethings, all of the kids, they like a lot of the Asian kids like hip hop. Even at the top of hip hop, like I was saying in the other video, you have Wu-Tang, which takes from the Asian culture. Okay? It takes from the Asian culture. What would Wu-Tang, they're very great lyricists. I can't take that from them. I won't take that from them. However, what would Wu-Tang be if they didn't have the name Wu-Tang, if they didn't have the Asian culture behind their movement? What would it be? It would lose its mystery. It would lose its weight. It would lose like its definition. They were so connected to the Asian culture in the Wu-Tang movement that it would lose its part of its definition. So even at the top of hip hop culture, Asian culture is even there. Yet you're condescending, yet your black people are going around playing around them. They are the most skilled, disciplined people when it comes to the body, the mind, and the soul, and all of that. Look at it for what it is. All the disciplines they have through martial arts. The humility, the wisdom. And one thing I always say, and I always say, the Asian man was the wisest man in America, because what he did, he came in, he fed the people, and he stayed humble and quiet. All this time he was feeding you. All this time he was here. But he was humble and quiet and feeding you. And you stayed away. He fed you and you stayed away. As far as your negativity. Until now. Now you want to play around and act like they are responsible for the COVID-19 virus, which Donald Trump is responsible. Okay, that's the number one enemy of America, Donald Trump right now. That's the green light is on him. As far as him being the enemy in every form of fashion. He had a slow response to COVID-19. Okay? The Asians didn't have a slow response to COVID-19 in America. Here in America, Donald Trump had a slow response to COVID-19, not Asian people. Asian people did not have a slow response. They didn't have an authority to having a response for COVID-19 in America. So the reason why you're suffering is because of Donald Trump having a slow response to COVID-19. It wasn't the Asian people that had a slow response to COVID-19. You see what I'm saying? So that's what you got to understand. These white people running around, these black people running around, trying to blame somebody, but they scared of the white man. This is what I really believe. I believe black people are scared of white people in America. I think you are. You fight among yourselves, you fight each other, you fight everybody but the white man. Okay? White people, you scared of black people too? Okay? So, all I'm saying is black people Stop acting like you the creator of everything and anything and everything. Please, 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 and please again. Stop acting like this having this God complex. Stop acting like that. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what it is. I don't care nothing about what what you got going on. I know that you're not the you're not responsible for all things, and you took from Asian people specifically before they really took from you in this country. Yes, you did. Why you looking at them a certain way? Why you treating them a certain way? You're eating their food more than they eat your food. What style of food are they eating of yours? I'm just being 100. I'm talking about what Asian people actually eat, not what you present to them. What do they actually eat from your cuisine? You might have some black people, Asian people that eat quote unquote black soul food, but 9 out of 10, being that they're very excellent in cooking and food and cuisine and the cuisine that they have, the odds are they're not going to probably even be eating someone else's cuisine that much. Besides the stuff on the go that they get used to being here. But as far as things they can eat, like collard greens and cabbages and things like that, they're going to dress that up their own way. That's what I'm saying. So you're eating their food, and it's safe to say that America eats Asian food more than they really eat our food. You eat their food, and they eat their food too. They eat their own food. So you're eating their food. You took from their community, and so many films and movies that they didn't even get credit for. It should be some kind of patent and laws concerning that too. If it's too much, if martial arts and all this, it should be somebody getting some type of royalties. That's real. Some family lineage or getting some type of royalties. So, but yeah, man, I just have to set the record straight. I don't like people that have that God complex in the black community. They'll sit up and talk to you. Yeah, we did this, we did that, we're responsible for this, we're responsible for that. You're not responsible for getting out the ghetto. You can get mad if you want to, man. This is the truth. You're not responsible for stopping the black on black crime. I'm just being 100. I'm my own man, and I've always been like this. Go check my records. Go check my videos. Go check my Facebook. I've always been on this. I've been like this. I've been talking about politics. It ain't no way somebody can call me an overnight activist. They can't call me that. You can go check online on Facebook, and you can see all these issues on my Facebook page that I'm talking about now, basically posted on my Facebook. All of it. All these problems, everything I'm addressing. For the bulk of the situation, for the bulk part of it, I've been talking about these issues. So someone that would label me an overnight activist, I'm not even an activist. I speak the truth. I speak the truth for what it is. I speak it how it is. You know what I'm saying? So that's basically what I do. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't necessarily say I'm an activist. If I was an activist, I would be out here trying to get laws passed and things like that, and doing things around laws and protestings and things like that. That's not my method. My method is to let the truth set people free. Let you see things for what they are. Let you see things how they are. You see, the American government conspired against Martin Luther King Jr., that changes the whole empire of America. It's no longer the empire I thought it was, because now I see things for what they truly are. A lot of y'all suspected that. It's one thing to suspect it. It's one thing to change the image of the government and see and now have this piece in place and clearly see it for what it is. It's a big difference. It's one thing, we all suspected it, but it's one thing to now change what you thought the government was to what it really is. It was a government that conspired against Martin Luther King Jr. And this is what happens with people that are not that intelligent. What they do, these Americans that choose to be stupid, they'll sit back and say, well, we suspected that. So you just write this, you just side, you don't really meditate on the reality of this, which you don't really, and this is the problem, because you don't really realize that that information shows you fully who this American government is and why it is the way it is. Now you see, when I tell you this information, you now see what this government is. It is a government that conspired against the greatest leader in this country. Martin Luther King Jr. is the greatest leader. He was the greatest leader. Who is greater than him in America? Nobody else. Okay? So, but, so this shows you who this country is, what they did. So I speak the truth. I'm showing you who your government is, because I guess some of you are suicidal because you don't care about these issues. You don't care what this government is any longer. And that right there is death, because now they're going to now that you just like cooked, you're basically baked and cooked and you're just there waiting to be eaten on the plate. They're going to dine on you. They're going to dine on you. Donald Trump is set up to be the next president, and they're going to dine on you. That's all I'm saying. So all you guys who preach and teach pro-black information, please show people how the Asians took from the African American community through martial arts. Please show them this, because they act like they invented everything. That's what I'm saying. They act like they invented everything. So this has to be said. This needs to be said to show people, okay, yeah, you did some things, you made hip hop, you did this and that, okay, but at the top of hip hop, when you got to the top, you emulated Asian culture. In the golden age of it, many would say, which would be the Wu-Tang era, Asian culture was emulated. Okay? That's what I'm saying. So, and you see it all in the movies, you see it all in American culture. All these white people want to be martial arts experts, but you don't have the discipline in the mind, the heart, and the soul to go to the next level. You could never be a true martial arts master because you have no disciplines in the mind, heart, and soul that it takes. You are just a boxer. No disrespect to boxers. But you don't have the spiritual disciplines that it takes to be the master. It's not just the physical fight. It's about the intellectual part, the intellectual disciplines, the intellectual growth, the growth of the heart, the growth of the soul. While you sitting up here with all these, with the black belt degrees acting like you a master. And in your soul and everything, you are no master. Okay? And so that's the problem. Okay? White boy act like he a kung fu master or karate master. and he's not. Black man, same thing. You act like you got the psychological martial arts, you got it down pack, and you don't. Because the next level to be the best, you have to elevate in your mind, heart, and soul. And that way, you're untouchable. You can see your enemy. You can see everything about the enemy. You can see what he's doing. You can beat him. You can beat him or her in every form and fashion, every move when you go to a higher level in your mind, heart, and soul spiritually. And you begin to fight without weapons. I'm fighting without weapons now. I don't need weapons. I'm beating everybody around me. I'm beating the city that wants to oppose me. I'm beating the country that wants to oppose me without a single weapon in my hand. They're being defeated. Yeah. Ain't no games being played. Okay? So, yeah, man. I mean, I speak so that people know the truth. I speak for myself too. You can't fool me with that whole black man is God and black woman is God. You know what I mean? It's played out, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, and it's just time to understand that we all add to the human race. All people. Do I believe the Jews in Israel is the real Jews? Yes, they are. Yes, they are. I believe they are the real Jews. Do I believe that there could be tribes of Jews that are African? Yeah, I could believe that. But I also believe there could be Jews from more than just Africans. But do I think Jesus was African? No, I do not. I do not think Jesus was African. It would have been implied and said. This wouldn't have been hidden. That would have been found out. No. Jesus, the bottom line is, people, here's the thing. These black Jews, they keep talking, they talking about all this and talking about all that, and they're implying that Jesus was black, but they don't say it straight out. Was Jesus African? Was Jesus African? Okay, then why wasn't he crucified? Was he crucified in Africa? Did Jesus bear his cross in Africa? Okay, he went to Egypt as a kid. Yes. But he was not a little African boy. Come on, man. I mean, there's nothing wrong, and I'm not taking away from any ethnicity when I say that, but we have to say it out clear like that. Would it matter because he's my Lord? No, it wouldn't matter. I wouldn't care what color he was, because the love and the power that I feel from him, which surpasses the flesh. I wouldn't care what color he was. But I know that that black people want to claim everything is theirs. Just like white man, they get in that same complex. The white man want Jesus to be white. The black man want Jesus to be black. That's what I'm trying to say. They both are fighting over Jesus. You know, Jesus wasn't no dark-skinned man. That's the white people. And black people saying, well, you know, Jesus didn't have no blue eyes. But Jesus was not a little African guy, like an African kid in Egypt. If it talks about Egypt the way it was, how Jesus went to Egypt as a kid, then why didn't it talk about any other connections to Africa if he was African? It don't talk to any other geographical connections of him being in Africa or African or any of his ethnicities, and John the Baptist was his cousin. You don't hear any other talking about Africa at all. That would make him African, being from the continent of Africa. And that's what people are implying, and all it is this God complex from black people claiming that they doing this, claiming that they doing that, even Jesus being black, claiming that they like this hidden people. And white people, and it's not the case. White people, they just as bad. They just as bad. And I'm like, and it's the problem in this community. Black people and white people got to stop acting like they control everything. And also, black people got to stop acting like they own other black people. You don't own me. You don't own me. You don't have a patent on me. I don't have a patent number on me. Okay, you don't own me. You ain't taking care of me. You ain't financially supporting me. You ain't doing nothing for me. You definitely don't own me. Okay, I just gotta say that because people act like and they act like, oh well, that's one of our own. We gonna do this. We gonna do that. Won't you go and take care of your black community that's out of order? Won't you go do that? They need your discipline. They need your chastisement. Don't try to come over here with somebody that's fine in their own world and are right. I'm over here correct. I'm sitting over here on a whole correct perspective of all of this foolishness. Yeah, you don't need to come over here. I'm good. I'm young. I'm strong. I'm in my zone. You need to go check and chastise people that really are your own in the ghetto and tell them about themselves. Go put some operations and warfare around them and psychological foolishness around them and test them. That's what you need to do.